Hello YouTube folks, you can see somewhere behind me to my right, your left possibly, we'll see, the Bros engine. Well, since the epic engine removal video that I made, basically I've not done anything to the bike or to the engine. After I did all that, I just needed to rest. I needed to stop thinking about it for a while. And I don't know, it's been about a month now, I think. So I don't know what to do next. I know what I should do next. What I should do is strip the engine, measure the various parts of this engine, because it's got at least, well, I think it's got over 60,000 miles on the clock. But the clocks are replacement clocks. The bike's got a lot of miles under its belt. So I should measure things, replace things that are worn out or broken. Problem with that is I haven't got much money and part of me doesn't want to measure things or investigate things just in case there are problems, because I can't afford to fix them. But there is no rush to finish this project, so I should really take it to bits and see what needs fixing. And also I want to paint the engine. You can't really get away with painting the engine in one piece. Well, it has been done, but it's not a great way of going about it. So what I'm planning to do at the moment, when I'm feeling brave enough, is to strip the engine down to the point where the cylinder barrels are off. So covers, head, cylinders off, both sides. Paint the cylinders, paint the heads, maybe polish the covers up top, paint the engine sides, but the main engine casing I'll probably leave alone, just the more visible bits. The other thing I want to do, but I'm curious to know what the valve clearances were while it was running, because I thought it was running okay. When I gave it a service a couple of years back now, I also got it on the dyno and it was somewhere between 49 and 50 horsepower at the back wheel, which is probably a little bit optimistic, but basically it showed, I think, that it was running okay. I'd like to see if there's any issues with the valves. If the valves are out of spec, I don't think I'll be adjusting them because I'll be stripping everything else off. But I was always curious to know what the valve clearances were like, and the valves were not checked when the service was done. Okie dokie, so first step, well, there's not many steps to checking the valves. It's getting that off, and getting the head bolts off. So hopefully, oh bloody hell, that was easy. Let's get that bad boy off. Okie dokie. Oh no, I was a bit more reluctant. I do realise though, I do think I'm going to need more light. If this is where I'm going to do the engine work, I need some badass light around here somewhere, because my eyes are not what they used to be. You're off, you're off. Those are next. Oh yeah. Or did it? Oh good. It did spin on, not round. I always like it when I don't fuck something up. Oh, careful. I've got royalty free YouTube music going on, YouTube background music. Sounds a bit like Airwolf. If you're old, you'll remember Airwolf with Jan Michael Vincent and Ernest Borgnine, legend of an actor he is. I need to rotate that nut, if you can see it. There you go, hopefully. So I've got to rotate that nut till I get the timing marks up at the top here. FT timing mark for the front cylinder, RT Ricky Tang, RT timing mark for the rear cylinder. Right, I imagine, I was going to say, I imagine this might take a bit of removal, a bit of effort. It's off. Ooh, I love it. Look at that. I love looking at mechanicals. So you've got 2 valves on the intake, 1 valve on the exhaust, 3 valve heads I got, and I might have mentioned this before, I got 2 plug heads. There's 1 spark plug for the rear cylinder, and down in this hole there is another spark plug. Same around here, I'm not sure where they are actually, on this engine, on this side, off the top of my head. I'm trying to feel for them, can't remember where the bloody hell they are. Anyway, take my word for it, I've got 2 spark plugs on that side as well. I think the last time I did something like this was possibly my CB100N when I was about 17. Oh, I got something. Hold on. Ah, RT. I've just passed the mark anyway, so that's the kind of mark I'm looking for. That says RT, R to the left, T to the right, written horizontally. Rotate the flywheel counterclockwise to align the FT mark with the index notch on the left crankcase cover. Make sure the piston's at top dead center on the compression stroke and the cam loads are facing down. So that's what I'm missing. That's what I'm getting wrong. So I need to check that I'm on the compression stroke when I do this. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. So I'm now on the intake, because I've just seen the intake cams come down. Induction. Now this should be the compression stroke. So let's see if I can get this right. Oh, that's the FT. Okay. Let's just get you. Oh, I think I'm just past the timing mark, you know, just past it. But let's see if we're in the right place. Yay! We got it. It's only going to be a tiny amount. Nah, that's basically nothing moved. But it is there. It is cock on. I'm looking at it with one eye, straight on. That's there. Exhaust was 20 thou. Oh, light drag, 20 thou. That is light drag. Maybe it could be a bit tighter. And ooh, that's very tight. But since the next step is going to be removing this, that, this, that, this, that, this, and this, and the cam's coming out, and the cam chain is coming off. Oh god, that's a lot of work. And the cam chain tension is going to be coming out. Because all that's happening, there's not much point adjusting the valves now. To take this cover off, I'm going to have to, I think, remove this pipe. Let's have a look. Oh no, we're good. Let's watch. So actually I think that's in a compression stroke, but we'll keep going around. This should be a bang. Oh, that's exhaust. So that's induction. And we're on the way to compression. So let's have a look for the old RT. Where's the RT? First mark, second mark, F. Here's RT on the way up. Just trying to make sure I don't pass it. That's it, that's cock on. So hopefully we have a little bit of a tick 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 tick. Lovely. Jesus Christ, I can't even move those. Wow, this one is massively tight. Poor engine. So 20 microns on the back. Yeah, that's okay. I don't know if you can see that. Light grabbing. You can see possibly, no you probably can't, but the engine's moving slightly as I do that, so there's a light grab on that. I reckon that's probably spot on. But this is going to be hilarious, I think. So 0.15 on the intake. First one, closest to me. Nope, too tight. I get about halfway in and it stops. Other side. Well, I got almost probably 3/4 of the way through and it stopped. So they might, that back one might be 10 microns currently. But this front one might not even be 5. We'll see. 10. Alright, 10's through on the back one. 10. God, look at that, not having it on the front one. Let's try the 5 microns for a laugh. No, not really. It doesn't want to. I might be able to force the issue. I can't even, look at that. It's, oh, if you can. It's grabbed. It's not going to go through. That valve clearance is less than 5 microns. So yes, we found the intake's a bit tight. The exhaust looks fine on the valves. But yeah, the next step really is getting this stuff up, getting the camshaft out, getting the chain off. I'm concerned with myself and for the engine. Now for those of you that watched my engine removal video will remember I had a hell of a time getting that engine bolt out of the engine and out of the bike. Well, I did eventually, once I got the engine out, managed to drift the bolt out of the engine. It was so seized. But when I did that, unfortunately the cracked bit of the engine actually succumbed to the abuse. So there's a bit of the engine that popped off when I was trying to drift out the engine bolt, sadly. That needs welding on. I don't know if it can be welded on. I hope so. I don't think any bits are missing as such. It's just cracked off. Like a jigsaw piece, I think it goes back in. Perfect. Just need the helping hand of a welder. I will insert a bit of video taken with the rear cam, which sits about there, as you might have seen on my recent video on the A39 near Minehead. I've noticed, and I noticed pretty early on, that this plastic chain guard wobbles like mad in the video. It's all over the shop, and basically can't stand it. I can't stand how much it's moving around in the video. So this little beastie from Z Technic is going on instead, and it seems to be very easy to replace. So we've got a Torx bolt there, one there. I think they're both T25s, and we have replacement. Oh, what a surprise! Not oh, they are Torx. I was just about to have a little go at Z Technic then for replacing Torx with Allen head bolts, but no, they are Torx. And what's more, comes with a little bit of Loctite, which is awesome. Quite impressed for the money. Get off. The money, £22 for this new guard. Oh, that's a lot smaller. Okay, make sure I get used to this when buying modern components. That's all you need. Just needs a little bit of thread lock on the end of these bolts when it goes back together. It says in the instructions, obviously you saw the replacement bolts, so for some reason these bolts don't get reused. I can't really imagine why you wouldn't want to reuse them. I'm sure they're not one-use bolts or anything. Anywho, there we go. Gotta be careful here, I might just scratch the swing arm if I'm not careful. Just stay there for a sec. I looked at the instructions, said the washers go on the inside of the chain guard. Inside of the, it's a bit of a weird one, inside of the chain guard. So you would say, for that one then, the inside where my fingers just disappeared, that's the inside. But for that one, the inside is where the bolt goes in. So that's not very clear. That's a, no way, look how long that is. Be bloody hitting the sprocket at this rate. I can't believe how long that is. Are you really going to go all the way? Wow. That is surprisingly long. But not through the other side. So we're okay. It looks like I might have to loosen the footrest hanger, which I think it does mention on the instructions, to be fair. That's really tight. Why is that? Oh, it's going in. No, that is tight. That's getting really tight. That is a worry. For some reason, you can see I can turn it easily enough. I'm not really out of clearance. I'm not stuck anywhere, but that bolt is not turning anymore. And the chain guard's loose as anything, but it's not turning. Why on earth would that not fit properly? I'm gonna have to reuse the other bolt. That makes no sense, does it? So I can get it, I can turn it easily enough, but after a while it just stops, like it's the wrong pitch on the thread or something, wrong thread. Right, okay, well, in that case, great, just dropped it. I'm going to reuse the nut that they said should not be reused, because ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, that's going in fine. That's very strange. That's spot on. That's spot on. Chain guard is solid. How weird that bolt did not fit the thread. Yeah, I'm sold. I don't like these bolts. Come on, out you come before the thread lock tightens up. If anyone can chime in and tell me why Z Technic suggests you shouldn't reuse these bolts, the original BMW ones, I'm all ears. Because I like the look of them. Nice and tight, look at that. Not going anywhere. That's going to be much more like it. It's going to look much better on the videos for my rear cam. That. Spot on. So there you go, 2 little bits of work today. Valves checked. And then I'm going to have to think about what I do next on that thing. And my aluminium chain guard. Spot on. I like that. a lot. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again soon.